Hello everyone and welcome back to another Magical Moon video. I am in what is going to be the new donkey's digs. You can see behind me this is the end of Toby's little house, and this is where we're going to put those bearers on, or the joist hangers to take the joists that run across for the new section. And then it's a case of stripping back the old stuff and doing the best we can to level it up, because as you saw in the last video it is all a bit higgledy-piggledy, so it's going to be within keeping. We're reusing those old beams that we had that have been around, well, ever since we've been here, so that's a really good job. The first thing is get these joist hangers on and get the two beams in, and we can work out where our join is. We're going to have a nice bit of overhang on the front and the back, which is going to give them a little bit more protection, and then we've got to get our heads round how we're going to clad round the outside. First things first, we had this branch overhanging here and it was sitting on Toby's roof. We've got a bit of clearing off to do and we've got a few tiles to replace or repair. We can do that when the new roof's in. So let's get this gone and get on with it. So there's been a new development. What's happened is, after a little bit of exploration, we found out that those beams, the old-fashioned beams, underneath all the tin and underneath the other higgledy-piggledy bits, or whatever they are, there's some sort of woodworm or damage, and there's a little bit of weakness in one of those bearers, and of course that's going to be taking the weight of the whole roof. So what we need to do is look at the very best way of doing it. It's just not worth risking it. And as much as it's lovely to reuse those bits of wood, they won't go to waste because we can use them on something else that's not as structural. And I'm sure we'll be able to find something. But in the meantime, we've got to get Thomas in, because we don't leave him out. When we go, we leave the legends. Some of them can stay out, but especially with him being a stallion and being new to the environment, we like to know that he's safe. So I'm just mucking his stable out. Then he's going to have his large hay. He's got his pond full of water, so he's going to be all comfortable, and we can go out. We're going to go and pick baby Oscar up, and then we're going to head to the supply store. But luckily enough, we've got Vera, and we've got, of course, our beautiful trailer, and we need to get some 4-metre sections, so they're going to be able to come just out the back of the trailer, and that's going to work really well. They're just a bit too long to go in the van, and it's quite a drive, so we don't want to be having the doors tied together. So safety first. We can hitch up. It's all good. Let's go get the materials. So we made it back, and as you can see, we've got all the new wood, and Vera the van strikes again, along with, well, the beautiful trailer, which has been on her second voyage since we got the van. The first time was to the Gishettery, and at the local tip we can get rid of lots of stuff, all those bits and pieces which we've been just moving around. So it's been really handy, and of course we can go and get new materials, which means we can kick on with lots and lots of jobs. There's so much to be doing here. Let's go down and I'll just show you what's been happening at the donkey den. So this was the problem, this was the change of plan. We noticed when we took off the top that both these main bearers have got a lot of damage. This one's very flaky underneath, and we could never have seen until we started stripping it back. And that's one of those things you come up against when you're building or you're renovating or renewing. You just find those little hidden things which just trip you up, but we're not going to let that hold us back. So we've gone and we've got the new material, and we're going to run the new roof right throughout. This is going to be a completely new structure on top. We're still going to use these old, well, back in the day the guys used these, they're telegraph poles, they're the concrete ones, and they've got metal reinforcing in, so they're really good stanchions to fix everything too. But as I said before, we couldn't risk putting something on here or a new roof on top of here. We need to know it's going to be safe and it's going to be strong. It's going to be really lovely for the Poitou princesses. It's going to provide them with that shelter that they need, and then we've got to work out how we're going to clad the outside. We're going to have two openings, one in this bay and one in the next bay, so we can open it up. They can still see us, they can see what's going on with the house, but more importantly, when the weather closes in, we can shut them down and they'll be nice and snug. And some of you might be wondering what's happening with them while this is going on, because the rains are upon us. The grass is growing, but we need to make sure they're safe and sound. So let me show you what we've got for them. So here we are, we're at the back of Toby's house, and what we've been able to do, which is so fortunate, is open up the back door of the forge and create this alleyway, and they walk up and they go in. They're so happy to be in there. They've got the hay feeder, they've got that lovely big bed, and they've got their water. But what it means is we can carry on here and they can stay out of the elements if they choose to. And it's just another bit of progress, because we're able to get this bit done now, and then we're going to transform this whole area. So we've got the drain in place, which we've got to finish. We're going to put some stones, some dry area, and we're going to oversight it. So they're really going to have a perfect place for them. It's just so heartwarming. It's just, well, it's incredible. We can't believe every day we wake up, we're so blessed to be able to do what we're doing and to be able to share it with you guys, and made possible by just watching, by liking, by subscribing, and of course, all those very, very generous donations helping us, along with the patrons and adopting Thomas. Everyone on board is changing the lives of these animals for the better and for the future, and I can't thank you enough. We all can't. And on that note, I'm going to say stay magical, and we'll see you next time.